All right, welcome back to Weekend Express. Now, governments around the world are trying to find new ways to regulate the internet, and this means it's going to affect the likes of YouTubers, bloggers, and so forth. Right here closer home, more so in Tanzania, a new law has been passed. It's called the Electronic and Postal Communications Regulations 2017 that has had a few people, especially online community, not so very happy. And the thing is, it puts in regards to online TV and radio, social media and online platforms, crazy, should I say, pricings in regards to how you can now sort of relate with the internet. Allow me to share some of those numbers with you. Take a look at them. They're coming up on your screens right now. This is what that you have in regards to online content services in Tanzania. You will need about 5,000 Kenyan shillings for application fee. This is online content service alone. 5,000 Kenyan shillings, that's about 100,000 Tanzanian shillings. And the initial fee stands at 1 million Tanzanian shillings, which is 50,000 Kenyan shillings. The renewal fee for that will cost you yet another 50,000 Kenyan shillings. That's in terms of online content service. Take a look at this. For simulcasting of television licenses, application fee will cost you about 2,500 Kenyan shillings, while the initial fee will cost you at about 10,000 Kenyan shillings. That's 200,000 Tanzanian shillings. The annual fee for that is another 10,000 Kenyan shillings. For radio, this is streaming content on the internet. Again, it will cost you about 2,500 Kenyan shillings. 10,000 Kenyan shillings for the initial license fee, and for the annual license fee, which you have to pay yearly, will cost you at about 10,000 Kenyan shillings. That's about 200,000 Tanzanian shillings. Those are the new prices, should I say, under the new regulations for the Electronic and Postal Communication Regulation 2017 that has been put to effect starting March last month, and not so many people were happy with it. Nevertheless, we have the online community here in Kenya to give their voice in regards to that. And what if this was to ever happen in Kenya? So with me this morning, I have Saruni Maina. He is a blogger with TechWiz. And next to Saruni is Simon Says. He is a YouTuber. And all the way to my further end is Kennedy Kachwanga. He's the chairman of BIG. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you.
First of all, Saruni, I'll start with you because this article came through your platform, TechWiz. Yeah. What were your thoughts when you came across this, or when you heard about what Tanzania, our neighbors, have done to this?
Actually, I came across the news via Twitter. Someone tweeted that, you know what, Tanzanian government is going berserk about this. How do you charge bloggers such huge amounts? And when you're actually starting a blog, it's usually for fun. No one actually thinks, you know what, let me make money. That one comes secondary. So I was like, what is this government doing? And that's why we actually decided to run with the story, because it was crazy and it seemed out of this world. Yeah.
Simon, you're a YouTuber. You're shaking your head.
Yes, exactly. How do you charge guys who just make a living off saying, hi guys, please like, comment, and subscribe? That's literally what they do with their living.
I know.
And then now you want to charge them a subscription fee. But even I don't think that's very practical.
YouTube itself doesn't even make you do that.
No. That's one of the things that we even paying. No, YouTube actually even nowadays does not even. All you need is a Gmail account, actually, being honest, to even have a YouTube channel. So even you can use VPNs. That's virtual private networks. Yes, you learn something new. But you can use VPNs to even get a new location, like you made a Gmail account in Russia. And then now you can just, now at the same time, you're still in Tanzania. I mean, whatever Magafuli was thinking, that's very...
So people within your industry, other Kenyan vloggers, YouTubers, should I say, what were their thoughts? Do they even know of this that is happening in Tanzania?
They do.
What if it happens in Kenya?
No, the thing is, we have this guy called Ezekiel Mutua, which is actually can scare you, because this guy is always up to nothing. I will ban you for life. He's like, what is going on if you say something wrong? And the thing is, this can scare someone. But then the thing is this. If you're actually going to put this kind of restrictions on people and start even it's like you're trying to restrict, you know, the thing, governments are very scared of social media, where it's going.
Or the internet in general.
Yeah, even because you have no control over it. And when you have no control over it, that means us, the people, are more empowered to do it. So right now, you can say the social media is like the teenager who's like out there. But then the thing is, this teenager does not live with you. So you can't really tell them what time to come back home.
Kennedy,
that's the thing.
Kennedy, you're the chairman of BIC, and BIC Awards are coming. BIC really, what it does is that it recognizes bloggers and YouTubers here in Kenya. Yeah. When you heard of what was happening in Tanzania, what were your thoughts in regards to that, your feelings towards it?
I find it crazy, and if the money Tanzania's government or the other governments I know, like I think Uganda government is also thinking about it, if the money they need, some of these platforms on their own, like Google, make a lot of money. You can get away to, you know, get money from Google instead of charging most young people who basically, most of them, as he has said, do it for fun. It's not really commercial as such. But even those people who are doing commercial, I mean, they are young people who are trying to make a living out of this. Now, you put the license like that, you know, in this case, you have not factor in what you need to do or to pay for hosting, have not factor in other charges with income, bundles and all that stuff. So for a young person trying to, you know, make a living out of a space that has given government opportunity to create jobs without even their effort is crazy. And that's the fear that, but I hope Kenyan will not dare do that. I mean, I hope we are smarter than that. Yeah. I hope we are smarter than that.
Go ahead.
I know it could happen, but I hope we are smarter than that.
Right.
Remember, we are known for being ahead in technology in terms of, you know, some of the things that happened here. And we pride ourselves as a nation that lead on issue about technology. So as a proud nation, I hope government and policymakers would not go that end, because you can't have so many people jobless. And one way that they could get job, and even apart from job, happiness, then you start restricting.
How? Yeah. I mean, that's just, even to add on his point real quickly, the key thing about even YouTube as a platform is a lot of people use that platform to just showcase what they have. Not necessarily even to make money, because the money is just very trivial.
YouTube money is not even the
it's
best.
not even all that money.
Right.
It's just like little tips and stuff. But the key thing is to actually showcase. What you're doing is you're limiting a lot of people from actually just showing what they have. And you saw that list. You have like 1,000,001. How many like registration fees for how much?
Annual fee, license.
Gee, what? 1 million for what? And you know the pack, like what you said is what, around $930 US dollars, 900 there for like a whole year. Yeah. And then do you know how much the average Tanzanian earns for a whole year is 930? So you're telling someone who cannot even earn their daily food to actually pay a registration fee for, and then just not even to make money, but to just showcase what they have, not necessarily to a platform to make money. That's basically what it is. It's like restricting a lot of even young guys.
Because Saruni, a lot of the people who are YouTubers and vloggers are high school, university, and then they, you know, a bit older. Yeah. So what does it mean for the people who are university and high school students? Like Simon says, you just want to showcase your talent, or you want to find activities that will keep you occupied, right? Because all you simply need, even with my phone, I can start a YouTube channel tomorrow. And here goes the Tanzanian government deciding, let's make life a little bit difficult.
Okay, like Kachonya said, the internet, I think it's Kachonya or Simon said, the internet scares the government.
Right.
So look at it from this angle. Tanzanian government is like, you know what? Where we are headed, we can't control this new media, if I may say. These guys can say whatever they want. And now putting these bottlenecks, it's like for them trying to control that space. And now it becomes, like you said, harder for anyone to just decide, let me wake up and start my YouTube channel. Let me wake up and do this blog about government, talk about what the government is doing. So literally what they're just doing is trying to control that space.
And apart from just the license fee that we are seeing, what they're also doing, like you've said, is infringing on people's freedom of speech. Yeah. Because a lot of the things that happen online is that social media has given voices to people, suppressed students, etc., and so forth. Kennedy, do you feel as if it's not more than just a license fee that you have to pay for? What the government has now done, it has restricted people from the freedom of speech. Because how many times do you find yourself, let's say, in a rally, let's say, and you've recorded a short video and you upload it on your YouTube channel, but now you remember, oh, I can't do that if I haven't paid for my annual fee. And there you go. What you've just done is you've restricted freedom of speech.
Yeah, but so even if you look at the blogging platforms, there are those one which are free. And the majority of young people go for those ones. The reason being, they can't afford the hosting, which practically is around 5,000 to, at most 10, if you go with the hosting and the domain. So they go for the free platforms. That's what they do, so they start from that humble beginning. Now, imagine you're coming and telling somebody that you need to pay 50,000 Kenya shillings. Right. And that's the year fee, and then now the initial registration and then the renewal. Practically, of course, as you mentioned, the freedom of speech, that's, I think, is the aim. The aim is to probably prevent people going online and, blogging. But I think there are ways around it, and the government will realize that this is one of the things that they can't really win it easily like that. Because once you go anonymous, I mean, how will they control that? Mm-hmm. And as he was talking about VPN, and you see, the thing with the internet, majority of African countries don't have what we call real data centers for hosting servers. Mm-hmm. So most of the servers used in Kenya, Tanzania, are hosted in either US, Europe, or something like that. Even our IBC, remember when they are talking about our servers asleep in France? Yes. So you see, we don't host some of these platforms. Now, if I go anonymous and I host my blog in France, it's hard for you to connect back to me. Mm-hmm. So, but instead of driving people to such extreme, just let people create local content. You see, that's the reason why we started Bake anyway, to promote local content and be proud of it.
And because, encourage that creativity.
And encourage that creativity. And you have seen it. We have moved far. We have, ensure that creativity that was lacking on the space. Most of our content initially used to be done by foreigners. Now, we do it ourselves. These young people do a lot of good content. Instead of looking at it that government is being attacked, just look at it as a way to grow one local content. Mm-hmm. And you see, you own this. You don't own when a foreigner go and write about your country. It's a narrative that you can't control. And I'm not saying it's when people write, you control it. But what I mean is accuracy. I'm sitting here, I understand what's going on here. Somebody sitting in New York wouldn't understand what's going on here. Mm-hmm. It's me who see it.
Right. I mean, the thing is, well, we haven't had any feedback from Google or YouTube in regards to the new licenses or other regulations that have been put up by Tanzania. Yeah. But Simon, do you feel as if they should speak out?
I mean, now, on that essence, speak out for, because literally, I'm thinking that this is just little ways that the government uses even just to collect extra revenue. Mm-hmm. At the same time, I think it's that fear that you just put in regulations to, just not necessarily to restrict people, but to instill a sense of fear. And even he said that there are ways to go around it. I mean, there's even Facebook. You can upload on Facebook. Right. There's no way you can actually restrict me on Facebook. I mean, seriously, because now even I can make an account, and then at that now I make my own page, and then I upload my content also there. Because even there are many even other platforms, even on Instagram, even make you little short clips of what you want to say. So even them speaking out on that, I mean, that's like, why? Why even bother? Because you're putting in regulations to just restrict people within your country, to instill a sense of fear, not necessarily to actually execute on stuff. Because now what may happen is that the people who have maybe following, quote unquote following, are the ones who may be attacked. But if you have maybe your 200 subscribers or something, and you upload every once now and then, you get your few 100 or so views, you think the government's gonna follow up on you? For what? How? No, but not really, because they're just trying to restrict those guys who already have a following to actually now gaining a massive audience and then getting influence, which then leads to what? The government being put in check and stuff like that.
I mean, Saruni, he's speaking on behalf of YouTubers. Yes. What about bloggers?
So personally, it's literally the same platform. I wouldn't actually draw a line between bloggers and YouTubers, because for TechWiz, we also have a YouTube channel that we use to pass our message and showcase our content. So we are literally in the same space. And it's true what he says, that as much as this is a restriction to everyone, I am 100% sure when they were behind those closed doors, they were targeting some certain people and some certain blogs. They were like, so this kind of blog has been attacking the government. So we need to just cut the ankle, just make it shorter, and then now get from there. And you never know, maybe in the next 2 years you might hear it's illegal to blog there. So it's crazy.
Do you think that we would ever see a time like that in Kenya? Look at Simon. We'll come to you, Simon.
Like Achanya said, I think our government we believe and we hope that it's smarter than that, because it's not just Tanzania. Uganda is also doing crazy things. They literally plan on introducing tax on social media. That means people will be paying 3 bob per day to use social media.
Yeah.
All this to tackle what they call lugambo, which is gossip. So Museveni literally said that they need to earn money from people's lugambo.
Wow.
So is it just about money?
Here is Uganda taxing people for using social media.
Yeah.
Here is Tanzania making you pay license fee and annual fee every single year for your YouTube and your blogging. This is East Africa.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now here comes, and then Rwanda has not done anything yet, have they?
No, they haven't.
That can be scary. Kagame can be up to something. But then, hey, if it now extends here in Kenya, because you know that can be, because the KFCB headed by Ziki Mutua, they are also part of the regulators.
Yeah.
There was also that thing of like trying to restrict some of the content that guys post on YouTube.
Online, yeah, exactly.
But on the practicality aspect of things, that's very on the table. Even the U.S. Congress can't even limit Facebook.
Yes.
I mean, Zuckerberg was just there even trying to explain things to congressmen who are like over 50 years old. You're like, that's not how Facebook works. You can't email via WhatsApp and then post it on Facebook. No, I cannot see your emails.
And also to add on to that,
Let's go ahead.
To add on to that, I think it's going to be harder for the Kenyan government to actually put some restrictions like that.
Why?
When you look at the East African space, in Kenya has the highest online users.
True.
When it comes to YouTube, we hit, this is a couple of years ago, over 100 million views monthly. Yeah. That is compared to Tanzania, which is around 86, and then Uganda much lower at around 20, I think. So when you look at that with over 8 million Kenyan users on YouTube, that is crazy. And you can't just tell people, 8 million people, you know what, you guys, you can't do this.
Kennedy, I want you to jump into the conversation. You're chairman of BAKE.
Yeah.
How will this affect your industry, your side of the part? Because what will happen then is that if it was to ever come in Kenya, is that now people will start to shy away from such platforms. And the whole point of it is to stem or rather cultivate people's talents within the creative industry, an industry that is already still not well, you know, firmly rooted.
Yeah, you're right. And in our thoughts, we don't see it happening in Kenya. I'm confident about that because I look at how Kenya is structured. I don't think it will work in the first place, even if they try it. But if that ever happened, it will really take us back,
right.
miles back. And that's why I won't encourage anyone to go there. But also, as it's mentioned and I had said earlier, I hope we are smarter than that. But at the moment, we will continue advocating for more people to come online, more people to blog, and blog openly. Because initially, by the way, most people used to blog underground. So you go and, you know, just pick some random name and you blog there and you put whatever you want to put. But because it became a lot of what I would call mainstream, all right? So guys started seeing this is something that we can make money out. And we started the awards, as we mentioned earlier. So openly guys come out and get proud of it. But one thing I also wanted to say is, blogs is the space where Kenyans or even African, we own the content. You remember he was talking about Facebook and the testimony that was being done. Yeah. That content, practically, the way I look at it, you don't own it. Because if 2 or 3 people report you, either for any other reason, that account can be locked down. If you have an account on Twitter, it can be locked down anytime. But when I have my blog, kachwanya.com, it takes a lot to take that down because I own it. I own that space. I own that's my property properly, and there is no here or there. But you know, Facebook, they have all those terms and conditions that, as we watched, and personally we know, nobody reads them. And in that terms, inside somewhere there, they own the content, they own everything, and they sell it out there, and you are not even in control of privacy. But blogs is what you own. So what I see happening is, if people are going to abandon blogging as we know it now, because they can't afford it, and maybe just remain purely on this other platform, which they don't own. So as a country, in terms of if you look at a country, you know, you need to be proud and you need to grow. As a country, we won't grow when everything we do is in US or Europe platforms.
Simon, your last remarks?
Yeah, even what you were saying about, do you think it will happen in Kenya? You know, one thing that actually scares me is hashtag ifikie kwa wazazi. The thing is, when you start seeing things like that, then guys, like even who control various regulatory bodies, they'll come and say, so this is the kind of material that kids are putting out there. So why do we, so we might need to put on some regulations that may restrict guys here and there. So at the same time, it comes upon us to actually be responsible with what actually we put out there. Yeah. Because now that saying is my content, my choice, whatever, hashtag, what, hey, where? And then you get.
Saruni, your last thoughts?
Well, I think that, like he said, I just agree with him that we need to be responsible of also what we post online. But then again, I don't think that we should be afraid that if we speak out against the government or anything, that will be shut down. Yeah. Freedom of speech. So.
Freedom of speech. Time.
Just one thing. I just want to tell guys that the Beck Awards voting phase is already going. Go to beckawards.co.ke and vote for your favorite blogs. Yeah. And, you know,
why was I not nominated in there?
Well, Simon, I'll let you ask that later.
Yeah, but it's judges.
All right, so Weekend Express is taking a quick break. We'll be right back. Wahoo, as I promised you, is up next, so stay with us.